Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Chanel with Java Devotions. And today is a bit of a testimony, also a bit of an accountability video that I wanted to share with those who have been following along with my journey. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here for a little while and I consider you to no longer be a visitor, please feel free to hit the like and subscribe button so that you know whenever I post a new video, because we're not visitors anymore. We're a family. But today's video, I wanted to give a little bit of an update, not an update because I never announced it to you. I guess a testimony on my alternate day fasting journey. So I just want to give you a little bit about how I decided to start alternate day fasting, the spiritual reasons why I'm doing it, as well as like the obvious like weight loss reasons that I'm doing it. Because as you can see, girl's a little thick and chunky, so she could definitely lose to stand to lose a couple pounds, maybe more than a couple. But fasting has always been one of the most difficult things for me to do because I love food. And if you saw my previous testimonial about how the Lord delivered me from the spirit of gluttony, I laid that out how the Lord helped me on that deliverance journey. But even with deliverance, whether it's from gluttony or lust, those are my particular weaknesses. I guess lust is at the root of that. Lust for food, lust for sex, or whatever the case may be. For me, that's my particular flesh/soul's vices that I need to deal with. And the thing with fasting is something that we're all supposed to do on our Christian journey. Now, for me, alternate day fasting has been something that the Lord has told me to do specifically probably like a good 3-4 years. And I hate to admit it, but I guess at the end of the day, I refuse to do it. Despite all the promptings, despite how the Lord will finagle my YouTube feed or Facebook feed to start showing videos from Dr. Fung and Dr. Berg and all the other alternate day fasting people. And all of a sudden I will get all these videos in my feed about alternate day fasting. And I remember in my prayer time, the Lord specifically told me that I needed to do alternate day fasting, not only to just lose the weight, but mostly to lose the weight, because the way I am now, I know it's not sustainable for me to be able to go into my older years with having this amount of weight on me. And as much as I claim that I love God and that I will follow him to the ends of the earth and all these other things, at the end of the day, delayed obedience is still disobedience. And I will always do all these other fasts to make up for the reason why I didn't do alternate day fasting. And I will do OMAD. I will maybe fast till like 2 or 4 o'clock. And I always used to wonder why it never seemed like the weight will come off. And one day I felt the Holy Spirit say to me, until you become completely obedient, you will not have success in this area of weight loss. And a part of me pretended that he didn't say that. If I'm completely honest, I don't know if anyone else does that, but sometimes when the Lord tells me something that I don't necessarily want to hear, I pretend that he didn't say it, or maybe he meant it in a different way, or I tell myself maybe it was me and I just heard the Lord wrong to justify why I'm not doing the thing he told me to do. That was a full transparency moment. I know everyone is perfect or not perfect, but if that has ever happened to you, definitely let me know in the comments. So yeah, I would literally do everything else except for that. And I think this is one of those areas. I don't know if I want to say if it's a stronghold, maybe that's the very definition of a stronghold, where I refuse to lay it down completely, because I think a part of the reason why I have struggles with weight loss is a little bit of a food addiction, and I guess a little bit of how I use food as my God, as my comforter, as my security blanket. If I'm happy, let's celebrate with ice cream. If I'm sad, let's drown my sorrows in ice cream. And if I'm just bored, let's eat some ramen and maybe some ice cream as well. And whenever I don't feel good or I'm stressed out or whatever the case, instead of running to my prayer room or my closet or whatever the place may be, instead of running to God to it and laying it out before Him, I would self-medicate with food. And I think one of the things of alternate day fasting is you're going through that whole day with no food. So if I'm having an off day or a good day or even just a regular day, I have to get through that day without food. So 2 weeks ago, once again, the Lord is prompting me, pushing me, training me to start the alternate day fasting. I was doing the OMAD for like a good 2 months, and my weight was not budging at all. And it was really frustrating to not eat anything all day, right? And then you eat the one big meal you're supposed to eat, and the scale doesn't move, or if it moves, it's going up. And then finally, you got to the point where the Lord is just like, are you ready to do things the way I told you to do it? You know, do you want to go into another year not knowing everything that I have prepared for you because you're disobedient in this area? And this year has been remarkable, absolutely remarkable. And for 2024, I know that I don't want to go backwards. I want to keep pressing forward. And part of pressing forward is being obedient in all areas, you know? And so it's been 2 weeks since I've started alternate day fasting. And I think I'll put some pictures of me 2 weeks ago. It's not really 2 weeks ago, but at my weight of, I think I weighed in at, oh God, let's say this, 272 pounds. I weighed in at 272 pounds. And on Sunday, it's been 2 weeks. And this past Sunday, when I weighed myself, I was at 258 pounds. I haven't broken into the 250s for over 2 years since I had my last heartbreak. It's been 2 years. That was the last time I saw the 250s. And for me to finally see that 258 number on the scale has been absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And for me, it has been a real eye opener in terms of my relationship with food. Because that first week when I was doing alternate day fasting and I almost gave up on day 2, um, it was hard because I did my eat day and then I did my fasting day, and then whoo, that was tough. But then I saw this dramatic um weight drop. I remember I started off at 272, and then after my first day of fasting, I dropped down to like 265. I was like, holy crap, that's insane. And I was like, okay. But then I would get to my eat day, and then I would gain it all back to like, I'm back at 270 again. And I'm like, what is happening? And then I would go to my fast day and I'll drop down to like I remember this. I dropped down to like 262. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm almost there. And then the next day was my eat day, and I'm at 269. And that was really discouraging. I almost gave up because I'm like, why am I punishing myself? And I'm just gaining all the weight back. But then once again, the Lord was ready for this situation. And I was watching one of Dr. Fung's videos, and he was talking about how, if you do something like this, if you fast or do OMAD, the point of fasting is not to make up all the food that you normally would eat in one sitting. You're supposed to eat like you normally would. And then the difference will result in the fat loss, right? So on your eat days, you don't make up for the days you didn't eat. And pooh, was I trying to make up for the days that I didn't eat. And so I was like, okay. Let's keep going. It's only been 1 week. So then I was like, all right, I can't double eat for yesterday me. I just have to eat for today me, if that makes sense. And then the weight just like came off. Okay. End of week 1. We're at like, I think I made it to 264, right? So from 272 to 264, what is that? 8 pounds, I think, in my head. And then I just keep going and keep going. And I finally made it to 258. And so now I'm on week 3 of this fasting journey. And one of the things I've learned is I can't use food to regulate my emotions. If I'm feeling upset about something, I could take a break and yell at God. Not that I'm like, yeah, I am yelling at God. If I'm having a bad day, it's not good for me to take it out on the kids. I will go into my prayer closet, which is this little room here, and I will lay it out before God. Because he already knows how I feel about stuff anyway. So there's no point in pretending that, I'm having a good day if I'm not. I'll just say, hey, I'm not having a good day and this is how I feel, right? It creates for a really, really, really great bonding relationship. And so learning how to process my feelings, not through food, as a well-functioning person. And then also I'm learning that I can't eat a bunch of sweets on my eat days. Like I could eat like I guess low carb, but I could still eat bread, but I can't like go overboard with like ice cream or sweets, which is hard to do during Christmas season, during the holidays. But I learned that if I don't drink the juices, if I drink the waters, I still allow myself coffee with creamer and stuff like that. So I still drink that on my non-eat days. But if I don't overindulge, if I just eat like a sensible meal without too many sweets, my fast days go by so much easier now. Like I don't have intense cravings, and I don't really get all that hungry. If I get hungry, And it's maybe towards the end of the night where I may have some hunger pains. So I'll just drink water. Or I'll put like the water with the electrolytes in it. So I'll do that, and then it goes away pretty quick. And it's like my body has, it feels almost like this unlimited store of energy. Like I noticed I've been doing some intense deep cleaning in my house, and normally I would have to stop and sit, my back would start to hurt, all kinds of things, and that did not happen at all. And I didn't even think about it until I started cleaning. It's like 11 o'clock, and now here it is like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And I was like, okay, let me just sit for a second. I could probably still do some laundry. I could still do this. And it's like, where's this energy from? And then my body finally was like, my knees and my back and my hips were like, girl, you need it. We need to talk. We need to settle down right now. So technically I had the energy, but I started getting a little bit of aches. So I was like, okay, you have a desk job. You don't normally do all this movement. We need to chill out just a little bit. But it's been really amazing in that regards. And then another thing I noticed is that it feels like my taste buds have been going through a reset. So then after my fast days, and then when I go to break my fast, say for example, I made some seafood gumbo last week. And when I ate that for leftovers, I was like, whoo, I think I put a little too much salt into this. I didn't notice that before. I was like, oh, this feels a little salty. Or if I have like a bite of something, like I think one of my kids gave me, I made one of those little cinnamon rolls from the can. I put it in the thing, and I took a bite, and I was like, oh, the intense sweetness, it felt like it was so sweet that it burnt my tongue. And I was like, oh, this is not good. Now, 3 weeks ago, I'm like, this would have been like the best thing ever. But now it's just like, this is a bad sweet. This is not, this isn't what I think I wanted. And so it feels like my taste buds are getting a reset. And I think now when I go forward with like my cooking, it's probably going to be a lot healthier because I don't need to overload it with salt and sweet, because like my taste buds were a little bit hijacked, So here we are, 2 weeks and going into 3 weeks of my fasting journey with ADF. So if you would love to join me, definitely comment below and we'll do it together. And my goal is to get to 200 pounds, maybe 195, 185. That will probably be pushing it for me, because if I am entirely honest, my goal is not to be super skinny, because I have boobs that I got for free that I didn't have to pay for, and I got a really big butt that I got for free that I didn't have to pay for, and I would like to keep those. I would ideally like to lose my gut and my arms, and maybe a little bit of inner thigh fat, maybe some outer thigh fat. I would like to use, maybe from the fish. I would like to lose that too. But everything else can stay, God willing. I'm gonna pray really hard that I don't lose from the critical areas, is what I'm calling it. I'm gonna speak that into existence. I think, my prayer point when I go before the Lord is that all the fat will disappear from my belly and my waist and my back and a little bit from my thighs. So that's what I'm going to pray for anyways. But anyways, yes, I will stop in with updates on my fasting journeys. And hopefully, if you decide to join with me, I would love to hear your testimonies as well. Until next time, Java Devotions crew, have a great week. May the Lord be with you. May you be blessed. Have a good one. Bye-bye.